Alright, what's up guys? So I'm back with another VOD review. Today we have a gold Widowmaker. So yeah, let's just hop right into it.
Big Boy Fire Widowmaker gameplay.
Practice range. Oh, you should stats. Alright. Let's see. Alright. 1955 support, peak 2019. 1986 damage, peak 2246. Alright, cool. Ryan Kimchi. Alright. I don't know why, to be fair, like, no offense, but to be fair, I don't have any clue as to why you're playing Widowmaker in this video, because you have literally only 3 hours on her, but, okay. Let's see.
Adieu. Double kill. Double kill.
Alright, there we go. 10-minute queue, gotta love it. Alright, but, oh, okay. Alright. Almost the 2K rated game. Okay.
Prepare your defenses.
Alright, so depending on your comp, so typically, I don't like to run Widow on defense on this map until they cap point. That's just me, especially with this Junkrat. Because with Junkrat, you can run Ashe Junkrat, and that's a very powerful DPS combo, especially on defense, because you can just lay into them with relentless damage. Yeah, Widow Bastion isn't exactly the best, but whatever. Yeah, I typically, like I said, I typically don't like to run Widow on this map, but we'll see what happens. Well, I mean, not for first point. You can totally run her after they cap first point and are pushing payloads, but starting off, it's not exactly the best.
Attackers incoming. 30 seconds.
Enough waiting around.
Rally at my position.
Alright, can the stream quality get any better? It's 1080p. It's 1080, but it's still okay, there we go.
3, 2, 1.
Going for the hook shot.
Attackers incoming. Defend objective.
Good attempt. Alright, you messed up. Look, alright. I can't follow by clicking spacebar. Okay. So, we missed hook shot, right? We also see with the hook shot, we pretty much see their comp.
Attackers incoming.
We see a Lucio, we see a Junkrat down here, we see a Diva, and we see a Mercy, because their beam's going that direction. So, we should not be sitting here. After we miss the hook shot on this Lucio, we should be backing off, because Diva is our worst enemy. On Widow, Diva can be a total nightmare, so we don't want to be sitting here being vulnerable, because with Diva, she's going to dive you and kill you. If you don't have hookup, this Diva's on you. You still have 5 seconds for your hook, and this Diva's full HP being pocketed by Mercy, so you're not going to kill her. You should die here. Whoops. So let's see what happens. Yeah, you should have died there. But alright, so here. First of all, this is not a good position, because we don't have sight lines on the enemy team. Second of all, your hook is basically your most important ability, because it's your one escape ability. It's your one movement ability. If you get yourself screwed over in a bad position, it's basically your get out of jail free card. And when there's a Diva, you always need your hookup. You cannot go for aggressive hook shots or anything like that when you know there's a Diva on the enemy team, because she's going to counter you by diving you and you're not going to have an escape. Also, by the way, No offense, but changing the game colors unless you really like need to it's just eh. It's pretty stereotypical to hard stuck golds and plats. Let's just put it that way. Nobody uses this green color. Just saying. Everybody uses the normal colors. Alright. We are potatoing like crazy here. Alright, what was the point of putting that venom mine? It's not gonna hurt anything.
I need to recharge.
Alright, once again we're... Oh wait, alright. Stop throwing your venom mine when it's not needed. It's not gonna get value there. That's a nice shot. I mean, your aim could be better, but it's not terrible. It's been there. You do potato a bit though. Alright, why are we... So the Sombra was not really pressuring us that much. She tagged us a little bit. We hear the Sombra, but like either we don't finish this D.Va and we 180 right now to kill the Sombra that's like right over there behind us, or we finish killing this D.Va. Don't like half commit and then that's pointless. It's gonna translocate out. You need to be and now you can secure control on D.Va. Alright, that's terrible. So let's just go back for a second. Alright, you do that, you do that. Alright. So reloading. This is bad positioning first of all. So we know that there's at least a D.Va, like, right in this area, and we hear the hog, like, that's a terrible circle, alright, whatever. So we know, like, in this general area, there's enemy team, right around this corner. So why are we sitting here as Widow, probably the most vulnerable person on your team? The only thing you have is Hook, which, let's face it, if you get hooked by Hog, Hook's not really gonna save you, because he can one-shot combo you. So, this is pointless for us to be standing right here. And then when we see the hog, instead of doing a 180 and turning around, like... When we see this hog, we should be like, oh no, first of all, we hurt him, so we should have been out of there. Second of all, we see this hog right in our face, he's reloading, he's about to... I don't think he has hook up, but he's about to just unload on us. And then we decide, instead of pulling a U-turn and getting the hell out of dodge and using... That's terrible square. And using this grapple hook, we decide that it's a good idea to hook into the hog. This hog should kill us. You can't be that aggressive. Like, this is just random. And now we're right here.
No one can hide.
Alright, waste of infrasight as well. So, higher SR game, the Lucio and Hog would have focused you down and killed you. You have your cheese bunker thing right here, so they're kind of getting lasered. But granted, that Hog would have had hookup, and then he would have killed you. This was a higher SR game. So, you know, don't play like that. Also, your infrasight is a waste, because what value are you getting out of infrasight? Seeing people when you're at point blank range. Like, a lot of low rank Widows, I see them, they'll like pop their infrasight for no reason, or they'll get like a 3k or something, and then they decide, hey, I'm gonna pop infrasight to finish the team fight after I've already secured us a win. Like, there's so much waste of infrasight. Like, pop it when it's actually necessary. Like, infrasight is best used when either A, there's another Widow on the enemy team, and you pop it at the same time as her so that you can counter her infrasight, and then, you know, neither of you have an advantage. Or B, if you're a defending Widow uncontested, you can abuse the hell out of infrasight. So if you're a defending Widow and there's an attacking Widow, you would have to save infrasight. so that you could counter the attacking Widow's Infrasight. Although, granted, you would probably be able to pop Infrasight because Infrasight's a defensive ult, and the attack Widow would counter you instead. But, you know, you get the point. However, if you're uncontested like you are now, and they have no Widow, you can just pop Infrasight whenever they push. And whenever they push, you're gonna have sights up, and they're not gonna be able to do anything sneaky. And any corners they try and peek, they're gonna get lasered. Assuming you can aim. Because it's very easy to line up headshots for days with Infrasight. So this is a waste, and we should be getting value out of it. If you can't get headshots when you have sights up, then you need to work on your aim. We got no value out of that. Once again, we just did an aggressive hook shot when there's a diva. Stop doing that. Shot. Your aim's kind of all over the place. Alright. So your aim... Alright. We're gonna go back a little bit. So, you do the aggro hook shot. You don't hit it. Or, wait, no, you hit the hog. Alright. So, our aim, I'm gonna play this clip, and you're gonna see. So, when we're aiming on stuff, right, as Widowmaker, we want to focus one thing at a time. We don't want to flick between targets, because then it's giving them a chance to run away and or heal. So we want to focus one thing at a time, try and get priority picks on what is going to give the most value at that point in time. Right now, we're kind of just flicking around. We damage Diva. Reload for no reason whatsoever. We still have, like, 15 ammo, I believe. Yeah, 18 shots. Pointless reload. A pointless Venom line once again. Alright, so we focus Junk. That's nice. That's a good pick. Then we're about to focus Hog, but then we decide, oh no. Kill Junkrat. Then we should be focusing either Hog or Lucio and make a decision. Then we focus Lucio. Like your aim this entire game, it's not really been focused on specific things. It's kind of just been flicking around from target to target. You haven't really gotten that much value, to be honest. You should be consistently... Alright. Better aim. You need better aim. You just missed everything on that Lucio. I recommend... Like, your aim, it's not terrible, but it's definitely not good enough for you to climb. So I definitely recommend... I mean, it's obviously... You have game sense and positioning errors as well. But, I want you to go to aim trainers. There's a bunch of them online that are super good. Just look them up. Do some aim trainers. Try and stay away from Widow headshot only lobbies. You can do some game arenas, stuff like that, but get your aim better, because you're gonna need better aim. You can also go into quick play and go for only headshots. Alright, this is over aggro. Back up, back up, back up. Please stop diving deeper. Stop diving deeper. You're... no. Alright.
Heroes never die.
Oh, they have a okay. Joins that. Alright, we should not be SMG widowing. Alright, look. So, right now, we are brawling as a sniper hero. Let me actually turn this down just a little bit. We're brawling as a sniper hero. Brawling as a sniper hero is one of the worst things you could possibly do. Alright, so, we're going around, we're SMGing, right? Like, we're SMGing this Lucio. Like, why? We get so much value over just scoping in. So use your hook, turn around, look behind you. There's high ground, like, somewhere over there. Not really. Like, if you go to the left a little bit and then turn around. There's a high ground spot up there. Use it. High ground is your friend as Widowmaker. This SMGing crap, doing this, it's not useful. This Junkrat should laser you. If that was a higher ranked Junkrat, he would have one-shot comboed you in primary fire concussion. Like, stop brawling his Widowmaker. Take the high ground. This is terrible. Like, your team won the fight, but you didn't really contribute anything. You got one kill off of using your SMG. It's bad. Alright, and now we're playing over aggro again. Okay. Well, that's fine. Alright, this Venom Mine stuff, stop doing it, and stop reloading so much. And your SMGing in that hard to kill you. How are you living? I swear you should not be
No
surviving
one
for
can
this.
hide from light.
Stop reloading so much, you fired one shot and reloaded. You see how much you're reloading? You don't have to do that. It minimizes your DPS. Alright, stop spam firing. Focus one person at a time. There you go. Kill that Zen. Kill that Zen. What? See, in the middle of a team fight, when there's a lot of frantic stuff, right? There is a lot of frantic stuff. I get it. That's Overwatch. But you have to be able to pick out... Alright, hold up. You got your stats up. Alright, so 46% scoped accuracy. This is good. 46% is typically what I say to average. Because 46%, it's a decent scoped accuracy. Some other Widows would argue that you should have 50 or 60%. But me personally, I say if you're 46% or above, stay Widow. Below, get the hell off. Also, it depends on what else you're doing. So your damage is silver. That's fine. However, you have no medal for elims. You should have at least like a silver medal for elims. So far we haven't had that much impact, to be fair.
Yeah, we did.
We get like 1 kill a fight. Tops. And that's fine if it's an opening pick, but you're finding random low HP kills, in which case it'd be more valuable for you to play somebody like Tracer or something like that, so. Alright, why are we diving down like this?
Oh my god, man.
We put ourselves in a vulnerable position. Hook up. Don't take... Stop taking these fights. Just hook away. Hook away while you can. You're gonna die again.
Why is the Somber actually like your tanks dive on me?
Oh god. Somber should have killed you. Yeah. Also, back to the point I was making earlier. Overwatch is frantic and there's a lot of stuff happening. You need to be able to, especially as a Widowmaker, you need to be able to pick out what is important and what you need to do, because there's a lot of stuff happening. Like, there's a bunch of shit that's going on, and you have to pick out what is important for you. Not for the entire game, just for you. What do you need to do? So, like, if there's, like, 6 people running across your screen, you need to pick out, alright, which one do I need to kill? Which one is going to maximize my value in this team fight at this exact point in time? So, you need to be making decisions like that. Salmon, we should... Alright, look, I'm going to be kind of harsh on your aim, but to be fair, this is really bad. We're missing a bunch of shots right now on a flank. Alright, so, if you're playing flanks, I'm not necessarily 100% against flanks, but you have to be able to have the aim to back up your aggression and flanks on Widow. There's basically 2 ways to play Widow. Some people would argue 3, but there's 2 main ways to play Widow. There's the one which is very passive. You play with your team, you play behind shields, you play in enemy backlines, or not in enemy backlines, in your backlines and stuff like that. And you wait for the enemy team to make mistakes and peek you and stuff like that. It typically works really well in low ranks because people make a lot of mistakes and will peek you regardless. In higher ranks, it doesn't necessarily work as well. And then there's aggressive Widow, which is going in flanks, going in corners that force the enemy team's tanks to commit resources to blocking you off, committing dive DPS, dive tanks, committing resources to you overall, because you're either getting picks off of that aggressive playstyle or you're making the enemy team use resources to deal with you. So it's very effective, but you have to have the aim to back it up in the mechanics, because if you don't, you're just going to feed your mind out like you're doing right now. Like, this should be a free kill on Junkrat. He's not being helped at all. Like, look at him. He's right there. Rest of the team is right there, and then there's a Sombra behind you. But he's the only person. We should have killed him. Like,
My
our aim
God,
should have
the
been good
Sombra
enough to kill
acts
him.
like she's a DPS, and it's irritating.
Group up with
She is a
me.
DPS, and it's like,
Join with
she
me.
acts like she's a
Join with me.
whatever that rushes up on everybody.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Here
what
I
Sombra
am.
is.
60 seconds.
Welcome to Overwatch. Sombra is a flanky DPS that runs up on people and kills them. I would have waited a little longer for team, but competing. Alright, look, you don't need to be the first to go in. Also, you just 1v like forward there, so Moira just wasted her ult, but okay.
Here I
Alright,
am.
we have in for sight. Please
No one
don't
can
pop
hide
in
from
spawn.
my sight.
Oh god. Alright.
Alright.
It's a waste of infocyte. Look at what's happening.
No one
right?
can.
Alright, so let's die. Look at the kill feed. Look at the kill feed.
Here I am. No one can hide from my sight.
Alright. Look at the kill feed. Look at
Alright.
all the stuff that died. You guys have won the fight. That was a waste of infocyte. Time to die. Nice. Alright.
Heal me.
This. I don't really know where you're playing on Chandelier, but okay. You could be more aggressive here. You don't need to sit on Chandelier. What are you doing? Alright, good. We're back on Chandelier. Let's hit some shots. Kill out Lucio. Kill out Lucio. We're lingering again. Alright, our aim, we need to be quick. We need to be quick onto what we're targeting. Alright, so there's a bunch of juicy stuff here. Alright, so we scope in. We focus Reaper, alright? Basically, process of elimination for this. I mean, there's nobody else, so focus the hell out of this Reaper. Kill this Reaper. We don't, but, you know, whatever. Alright. Lucio, alright. Now there's more on the screen. There's a minefield, which is like right here. There's a Lucio, and there's Hammond. So, alright. Lucio is the primary target in this scenario because minefield takes you forever to get rid of it. It doesn't really matter. Also, this, I think it's an Orisa on your team. She's completely fucked. Hammond is going to take forever to kill. Lucio you can kill with one headshot, which you don't. But, you know, that's why you need to get your aim better. Because a lot of the stuff that I'm telling you about and coaching you on, it's not very applicable if you don't have the aim to back it up. So, but yeah, focus the Lucio here. We take a little bit longer to get to Lucio than we should. We're flicking in between Hammond and Lucio. We're flicking in between multiple targets. See, you see the problem with your aim. Like, just rewatch this clip. Let's rewatch it. Alright, so I'm going to explain once again what you did wrong, and then you're just going to let the clip roll. So, there's Lucio. He's a juicy target. We should go for him, alright? And then, you know, he should die. And then we move to the next juiciest target, which would be Zen in that top left corner. Right here. Alright, but, so, we should be focusing squishies and stuff like that. But instead of focusing down one person and killing off people one at a time, you're flicking between everything, and you don't get a single kill because you don't give your aim time to adapt and acclimate for the hitboxes and stuff of the people and the head height and all that stuff, and you're not able to get kills. Also, I've noticed throughout this whole game you have never gone for a single headshot. You've always gone for body shots. So definitely when you're training your aim to get better, go for headshots all the time. Because, you know, you want to be able to one-shot a bunch of people. You don't want to be that Widow that just body shots. You can't get very far doing that. So yeah, but just look at your aim. Lucio off, flicking to Hammond, focusing Hammond, and then we flick to Zen, and then we're dead. Because we didn't get a single kill. Like, we shouldn't be flicking between a bunch of targets.
Essayons encore une fois.
That's what he's supposed to be doing.
60 seconds.
Just focus one at a time. Once again with these pointless Venom mines, put them in a flank put them on you, or pre-place them before a team fight. But don't pre-place them in the middle of the team fight. They only get 75 damage, and that's over time. They're not insane. You should die here. It's fine. Alright. Our Zarya's not even gonna stall, lol. Alright, so we need to have better target management, or target priorities, and understanding of what we should be shooting at that point in time. And also your aim straight up, like I've said a billion times, right, your aim just needs to get better, because it's not good enough to advance. Because really all the stuff I'm telling you, it requires at least a base level of good aim for you to be able to climb with it. Like, you might be able to climb a little bit, but you need better aim.
You leaving?
Is somebody leaving your team? Mid-game? What?
One shot.
Okay.
One kill.
Let me double check the recording's still gone. Alright, cool. Widow. Oh wait, this is juicy. Hold up. Excuse my language, but what the fuck is this? I mean, not judging you for it. If the Sens works for you, then by all means go ahead. But I've never seen a fucking Sens that weird. 80... What? Okay, please scroll down. I am interested. I'm intrigued. 33.9. What the hell? Okay.
Well,
Okay. Yeah, so also don't change senses or try to refrain from changing senses mid you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Alright. Let's go back. We had a bunch of hesitation. Alright. We open up. This is literally so juicy. Ignore the Reinhardt. Fuck him. We don't care about him. Alright. So, this Zen and this Junkrat's head. This Junkrat's head is right here, and the Zen's face is right there. They're completely unaware. They're away from their Reinhardt. We should kill Zen first, because he's a support. Then go for Junkrat. But they should die. If... It should be Dink Dink. You have 2 picks. Let's go. This is way too much hesitation. We should have just flicked the Zen and killed him. Alright, that's a nice pick on Lucio. Yep, nice backing off. Nice picks. That's 2 picks. Tell your team to go in. Tell your team to go in. No, don't go with them. Don't go with them. Don't go with them. Alright. Yeah, never follow your team into a hallway as Widow. You always want to be away from, well, if you're pushing, if they're like pushing down a hallway, then just be away from them and be an extra point of pressure for the enemy team.
Watch us.
Alright. Yeah, and now your picks are basically invalid because people that you picked off are going to come back. That's a nice pick. Stop following your team into hallways. Don't follow your team into hallways. It's going to get you fucked over, like it just did. You never want to go in hallways as Widowmaker because you have no value inside of them. And if they run any close range heroes or anything, you're fucked. They have a Sigma, they have a Reinhardt, they have a Junkrat, they have a Reaper. Like, if you go in a hallway, that's a free kill for them. Alright, you almost have Infrasight.
Gotcha.
Pull up your stats. Like,
No one can hide from my sight.
nice kill on Sigma. We should have focus that tire, but it doesn't really matter because there's neutrality cancel. Kill that Zen. We should be quicker. I don't know if it's your sends or your reaction time. Also, that Venom Mine, once again, is completely pointless. Stop placing Venom Mines mid-fight. So, I don't know if it's your sends or your reaction time outright, but you react so slowly to things. So, make that faster. I assume it's your sends, because that scope sends in the 30s, that's really low. I mean, I put mine's at 70, so...
No.
And I have about the same sense as you if you would just change the scope to 70. So, but yeah, that's what I run. I mean, you don't necessarily have to copy me, but if it is your sense that is causing you to have that slow of a reaction time, then you do need to get your sense higher. Nice pick.
Got Lucio, got Lucio, got Lucio.
Stop Venom mining, please. And that's so over aggro. Your team isn't here. There's a Winston Reaper. You're dead. God, okay. But stop playing so over aggro without team, or at least without team pressure. Again, you have a bad Venom line. Yeah. So if you're playing aggro, right, you can't just hook ahead and then go in flanks and stuff by yourself to kill. You have to have either team pressure or team coordination. So like you don't necessarily need your team helping you, you just need them to be there fighting so that they're drawing attention from the enemy team so that it's not like you 1v6ing, which is what you do whenever you play aggressive. So. And then also if you're playing aggressive, once again you have to have the aim to back it up, which you don't, no offense.
Gotcha.
It's a nice pick.
No.
Yeah. We could have had a Venom Mine to the left of us, but,
We got this. Oh no. You guys hold drunk.
Yeah, and it's over. Alright. Yeah, so basically your main things you need to work on, aim is your biggest thing. Aim's your biggest thing. Because your aim is not good enough to back up hardly anything. Sometimes you have moments like you had moments where...
Well, that was why I say
Alright, so you had moments where you had really good aim, like, or not really good aim, but you could, you could get like a 2K with headshots or something like that. Like in the end, you were getting some nice headshots. But it's not consistently good. You need to have consistently good aim so you can back up plays, aggressive plays. You seem to have a slightly more aggressive play style. Well, more aggressive play style. And if you want to keep that, I'm not saying you should change it, but if you want to keep playing an aggressive play style, then you have to get your aim better. You just have to, because you can't get away with playing aggressive without having good aim. And honestly, you can't get away with playing Widow without having good aim. You have to have good aim to play Widow. So yeah, do some aim trainers, stuff like that. Also, you need to figure out, basically, you can review your own gameplay as well to figure it out and see what would be the most valuable at certain times. But you need to figure out what is the most valuable thing that you can do at a certain moment in time, given what you are given. You always want to go for squishies, things that you can headshot with one shot, or take out of the game with one shot, assuming it's a headshot. So you don't want to go for tanks that often. Granted, there are times when you should go for tanks over supports. Like, for example, if there's a Zarya with no personal, and she has bubble up, and she's bubbled an Ana, and that Ana has sleep and nade, you want to focus the Zarya because the Zarya is vulnerable, has no abilities to help her, whereas the Ana has all her cooldowns available and a bubble from Zarya, so she's basically unkillable, and if she's half decent, she's going to sleep you and kill you. So, in that situation, you would go for the Zarya, for example. So yeah, figure out what is the most valuable pick or kill that you can get in a certain situation and what's going to have the most impact for you / your team. But yeah, just work on that. General positioning, general little things, like for example, you've reloaded a shit ton. I don't know why you were reloading that much. Also, placing Venom Mine whenever you're in the middle of shooting, it decreases your overall damage per second, and it just takes away your value. When you're placing Venom Mine, you either want to place it in a flank on your person, or somewhere where the enemy team would step before the fight actually begins. But don't be placing it mid-fight and stuff like that, like you were doing the entire game. But yeah, so this has been Rick's Tips, I think episode 5. Yeah, 'cause 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. Yeah, so I hope you guys learned something. And have a nice day. Peace.